It is that time of week again. Sunday, 9 p.m. Central European time, 3 p.m. U.S. East Coast time. And this is the European Ham Radio Show. And we're also on your favorite podcast player.
Hey, hello, podcast people.
And I need to just see if I can get all these statistics up here. So let's do our Ham Radio Weeks with someone else than me.
I'll start.
Go ahead, Walt.
Ham Radio Week was this was kind of a crazy week for me. Last week at my old job, Friday was my last day, so I was working a lot of hours. Didn't do a whole lot with ham radio, but really wanted. I wanted to build an antenna out of a couple Slinkies. Excuse me. So Slinkies, for those of you guys call them something else there. Spiral wire toy things that we call them Slinkies here in the States. Built
the thing that goes downstairs automatically.
Yeah, the Slinky. That was the way the commercial on the US TV used to be back in the day. But anyway, I've built verticals out of them a couple times, and I had never done a dipole. And I've seen other people that have done dipoles, but I couldn't find anyone that had done a vertical dipole. So I put two Slinkies up on a DX Commander 10-meter expedition pole with right dead center. I used the 9-to-1 unun and then the two spiral wires up. Man, it was under from 10 meters to 40 meters. It was all under 2 to 1 SWR. It was pretty good. I mean, I had to use the tuner really, but great. I was surprised how well it worked. So put a video up this morning of that. But I had a good time with the vertical Slinky antenna. That was my. I kind of had it planned all week, but that was it. Like I said, now I've started a new job this week. I'll have more time because the new job. I'm in my office right now. This is the new work office. Whereas I used to drive somewhere close to an hour in the morning and an hour in the evening. So that's 2 hours a day that I can put into ham radio now that I, instead of driving a car. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, so that was my week. And it was kind of it's how it is. It's always kind of sad when you leave a job. If you've been around people for a long time, working with them or whatever, especially that job, man, I went all over the world with it, but I'm getting to the point where I want to kind of slow it down and get out of my bed, walk across the hall, walk into my office, and go to work. I'm looking forward to that.
So, and then you only need to put on a shirt, right?
That's right. Yeah, I don't know what I might only have on a shirt right now.
Sounds lovely.
Oh, that's fantastic, and I loved your Slinky video, Walt. It was creative, and it was fun to see that it actually worked, because I was thinking, how is he going to do that when you presented the idea on Facebook? But you pulled it off, man.
Thanks. The other thing too, I'll go ahead and give this away. I had a lot of Russian QSOs in it, and Friday when I left the job, I also parked my security clearance now, so I don't have a problem making QSOs any country in the world now. I'm putting them up on YouTube because I don't have to worry about the guys in black suits knocking on the door anymore.
And Jeff says he's glad to see that we're playing with a full deck of cards this weekend. That's right, Jeff. We got to play with the cards we're dealt.
Yep. I'd like to go on record and say that I never play with a full deck of cards.
Same here.
Yeah.
Oh, you have a few extras up your sleeve, right?
Could be.
Yeah.
It's never 52.
So
I'm sorry I missed you guys last week. As a matter of fact, when you guys were on, I think I was activating POTA like right before or just before you guys were on.
Yeah, I saw your spots and I tried to get you just before the show, but I couldn't hear you.
Well, I did the live stream last Sunday morning. And as you can see, I made it private and got it off my channel. That was a disaster. So like, I had to do something. So I went to Wright Brothers Memorial. That's the hill. It was the sand dune. That's the hill where the Wright Brothers started manned flight with the Wright Flyer there and did that. That was fun. But hey, the cards is here. It's nice. Like I said, I'm with Bob. I don't never play with a full deck, but
So Tobias, you've had a big ham radio week.
Well, I had an expensive ham radio week, but yeah, let me find the right button to press. Yeah, so I basically have 2 videos coming up out. The big QMX build video comes out tomorrow. Then I did a short video about my fake M2 Tech lithium cells that I bought late night or early morning on eBay when I thought, hey, I need some batteries, when I woke up in the middle of the night, and of course not thinking straight and buying the first stupid thing that comes up, and of course it was a scam. And then I got my Kenwood THD 75, and I've been playing with it and fighting with the menu system and trying to, find my way into it. But it's on the hotspot now, so D-Star's working. APRS is also working. But yeah, I like with any Kenwood radio, every button is 2 or 3 times, has 2 or 3 functions, depending whether you hold it, you use the F button or you shift hold it and so on. So it's, needs a bit of training. Yeah, that was my ham radio week, basically.
F word sometimes when the F button doesn't work, right, Tobias?
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, I was going to say I've seen those videos, but that's because we have a tendency to share our videos before we drop them with each other. So,
internal beta testing, that it's not so embarrassing.
But I'm just so happy that I'm not the only one that tend to go on eBay and AliExpress when I get up to pee in the morning.
I don't even have to go up to pee. I can do that from the bed on my phone easily, often. Not you, but to order things on eBay.
Yeah. I was going to say you're at an age as well that you perhaps need to get up sometimes.
I don't want to talk about it.
No. How's your ham radio week been, Bob?
Let's see. Several things. I've been practicing CW. And that's going really nicely, I think. They say you reach plateaus when you start listening to CW and decoding. And I've noticed, and I just ignored it and kept on. So I've probably been listening to and decoding CW for 3/4 of an hour every day, spread out over the day, and I'm starting to get it. I'm listening to, I don't know if it's like this all over the world, but in Norway, repeaters normally have their call signs sent every once in a while in CW, and I'm starting now to have an idea which repeater it is that's identifying on the air, and that's amazingly interesting to me. That's almost childlike enthusiasm when I hear these beeps, and I can actually understand what's the point of it. So really looking forward to continuing that journey, and I'm gonna make it, guaranteed. That was the CW status. I haven't gotten really far, by the way. For those of you that knows about the Morse code Ninja, I'm now up to the number 4. Which is less than 25% through. So I haven't really gotten far, but I think the things that I've learned so far has been that they've attached themselves to my brain, and that's a good thing. And I did a summit yesterday, Lima Alpha Victor Fox 003. It's a nice summit, about 600 meters above sea level. No one's been up there since it started snowing, it seemed. So I walked up on snowshoes. That was took about 2 hours from the car. Nice activation, probably about 30 QSOs on 20 meters, and walked back down. And I was planning on doing another one today, but my body said, please don't. So I went with Morten for a Parks on the Air, 2 Parks on the Air.
2 Parks on the Air?
Yeah, Morten and Sierra Alpha 6 Tango India Golf. We went together. I'm going to let Morten talk about that, and that was pretty epic. And I also I also created a power pole mod for a small lithium iron phosphate battery. and I even created a video of it. So if you're interested in seeing how I soldered together some wires, you can and have 60 seconds to spare. You can find them on my YouTube channel.
And just a question there though. Do you solder your power poles? You don't crimp them?
Yes, I do.
Is that because you don't have a power pole crimper?
It's because my power pole crimper doesn't make nearly as good connections as when I soldered them. So probably I don't have the right one.
Is yours from AliExpress as well?
I think it's from eBay, but it's not one of the $10 ones. I actually bought a proper one, but I don't think it was that. The reason it might not do a good job is that my power poles are clearly from AliExpress. Yeah, I bought a bag of 50, and that was something like $20 or something, and that's not the original power poles for sure.
Maybe
and I see Walt's got a power pole crimper there. That's clearly not an original crimper as well.
Maybe that would go well with my non-original power poles. Yeah, no, I soldered them, and I have not had any problems with that. I think it works nicely. I understand the people objecting to it. They say that they will break easier, and but I also got some rubber hoods that you can put over the power pole connector to sort of grip it easier, and also for a bit of if you use some tape, you get a bit of strain relief on the cables. I haven't had any problems with any of that, so I'm going to continue doing it that way. And,
excellent.
Check it out on my YouTube channel. That's linked pretty much all over the place on this channel, on the blog, everywhere. That's,
excellent.
And Walt, congratulations on the new job.
Thank you.
And I have a question about that, because in Norway, at least in my contract, I have if I want to quit, I have to stay for 3 months. It's not like that over there.
No, it's not. But out of courtesy, I gave 2 weeks notice before I left. I told him, that I was working 2 more weeks, and then see you.
Oh, all right. Yeah, that's.
I'm actually at the first level of legal retirement here in the United States. So I could, in June, I turned 62 in June, and that's what we call early retirement. So I could go out and just retire if I wanted to in June, but I've got too many bills and too many radios I want to buy. So I'm going to keep working.
Yeah, sounds good.
I'm thinking I'm going to go next, since we're going to continue on that PODA expedition. But I'm going to start by what I did last Monday, actually, and I'm going to switch to the overhead cam, because I built this FM radio receiver. Turned out to be a pretty easy build, although it only receives static. So I must have done something wrong building it. But since we're there, I got 3 more kits. They're sponsored by Christech, Norway's best ham radio store. And that's my opinion, nothing he told me to say. We're giving those away later in the show. So be sure to watch long enough so you can win one of these kits. 3 kits shipped worldwide. And to the last winner, your kit is also going out when I ship these. So I'm really sorry about that. Besides that, not much of a ham radio week, actually. Well, it has been a great week. On Friday, I had Friday off, so I built an antenna, a 10-meter J-pole. Watched one of KB9 VBR's video, Michael Martin's, where he gave really good instructions and dimensions for a 10-meter J-pole. So I put that together in 45 minutes, went out, did a PODA, 18 QSOs, 16 of those were North America, and the furthest one was California.
Wow.
So that was pretty nice. And had a non-radio day yesterday. Went out this morning together with Bob and Simon, SA6TIG, went to Sweden. First we did G5RV PODA in one of the parks, 20 and 12 meters, got, I think it was 18 QSOs, 1 Canada, rest Europe, nothing too exciting. And then we went to the beach, to another park, put up the 10-meter J-pole, and let's put the map.
Works good. It helps.
Oh,
Good.
I mean the salt water and that antenna. Let's see if I can put this up here. This is just, I mean, this is the best POTA I've ever done. Seriously. I mean, we had 41 in the log, and let's see, 2, 4, 5. Now 4 were Europe, 1 was Africa, 1 South America, and the rest was Canada and the US. Everywhere east of the Mississippi and a couple of stations west of the Mississippi.
How much power did you run?
100 watts.
Yeah, that's nice results. So,
And I think that was my first Venezuela on sideband, actually. And the good thing about 10 meters now is that you skip over all of the European stations.
Said the host of the European Ham Radio Show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
These
you
are
get
very-
Dare you?
you get the DX though. And I mean, you
Yeah.
really want to get the DX DX when you're out there. And 45 Autos actually said in Discord that he heard us with a bit of QSB, so he didn't answer a call. And a guy in Virginia was not on his radio at the moment, but we got several other people in Virginia. So
yeah.
Got
But,
my Virginian brothers.
an issue there is that you can often then double with somebody else in Europe that you don't hear.
yeah, you can do that, but you just gotta just press the gas pedal down and go
Yeah,
for
yeah.
it.
Yeah, 10 meters is a big band as well. There's plenty of room. So
Yeah.
Yep.
And I usually, when doing 10 meters, I try to stay within the US tech segment, 28.3 to 28.5, I think it is, isn't it,
Yeah.
Walt?
Yeah, that's the tech.
So we're able to just reach everyone in North America, because that's the way, when I go out in the afternoon now, that's the way 10 meter propagates.
10 meters, man. When 10 meters is on, it's what a cool band. I mean, and it's quieter. You know, it's quiet. It really, when 10 meters is just on fire. It's on fire. I love 10 meters.
My favorite mode and band combination is still 10 meter FM. Like
Yeah.
when you have that and a good radio, good band conditions, that's just amazing.
Have you ever hit the New York FM 10 meter FM repeater?
No, I've only done simplex.
one of my club mates here where I live opened the 10 meter repeater FM in New York. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a QSO with a guy in Sweden over the New York 10 meter repeater once.
Can I tell you something? I've never hit it. I've tried and I can't even hear it. I've never hit it from here, and I'm close to New York. I mean, I'm probably.
But you could probably hit the Switzerland repeater though, the way conditions are now.
Right. I probably could. But yeah, 10.
So, but I mean that feeling of having a QSO with a guy in Sweden over a repeater in New York, that's just amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
So let's see. I think that was my entire ham radio week, actually. Kjetil?
Yeah, did you get like that Warthog award as well?
Yeah, I did. That was I think that was on Monday. That was on Monday, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
I went on POTA on Monday as well. 5 park rove in 1 day, but I cheated a little bit. It was a 2-fer and a 3-fer.
Yeah.
So I only did 2 activations, but they were in 2 different countries, so I hope that counts for something.
Yep. Congrats. So,
that was also a lot of fun, actually, getting that award, and because I've been wanting that award for 2 years since I started doing POTA. Kjetil, your week?
Yeah, I'm showing a few photos.
Yeah, I'll add them to the stage here, as the button says.
Yep. So this week, it's been a SOTA week. This is from today. Short little hike, started off at that farm up there and ended up on a summit behind this one. Beautiful day and some amazing pileup on 20 meter SSB. Like 10 minutes, 23 QSOs. That's quite active to be SOTA. So this is like the same terrain. Really beautiful place to hike. Monday, steep, horrible hill. This one doesn't look very much. Like you drive by it and think there's not much. So from this point and up to summit there, it's 600 meters and 250 meters straight up. So that is something to feel. I would say it is. It's in the category of steep. So it's not a favorite hill, but it's beautiful, and I got some really nice drone footage. I got some Morse training for you guys that I put in Discord. I think it was portable. I'm not sure if anyone decoded that, but that's in that video. And this is the view from the summit up there. I also got an award, which I've been working on since this summer, since I haven't been in Pota that much, and that's this one, N1CC, 10 bands, 10 parks, and that is interesting to get. So
That is quite an achievement.
That is a real achievement, getting that.
Thanks. So the last one was a 2-meter QSO, which is hard enough. So 50 watts FM from a vertical antenna. Tried to get somebody and got hold of a friend on Facebook, and then got a QSO. So that worked. And also got a second award that I didn't even bother putting up here. First best in class in CK Worldwide SSB contest in Norway. And that class, I got 90 points, which consists of a few QSOs. And I believe I'm the only in that class as well, which was QRT 15 meters or something. So it's so fun. They send out diplomas for everybody. So it's like a participation trophy when you're like in kindergarten or something, like, hey, you won. And of course, some people that do like amazing things with millions of points. So I think
but you're not necessarily a big contest station because you get one of those awards, though.
No, I've seen everywhere on Facebook and Twitter this week people sharing them. I mean, some of them have some really cool results. So
yep.
I should try that one. So that sounds like fun to try and see how many points you can rack up.
Yeah, I have a printed one as well, but that was actually for a good result. That was for a bigger class.
Yeah.
So
what radio did you bring on the mountain, Kjetil?
On this one, first, on both of them, I used X60-100.
All right.
And ground plane antenna.
So not your, as a segue to our topic, not your modified G90 then.
No, but I had to do a field repair on this first summit. And that's the video I showed you in that I posted in Discord. You can just see there's my antenna is fully set up, everything is ready, and then suddenly everything fell down. And that was then vertical antenna wire snapping.
Wow.
Yeah, which is really fun on a cold day on a mountain. So that was so if we want to segue into that segment, that was wire tying, which works really nice.
But that is also part of the hobby, though. And before we get going on our subject, I want to remind you guys that we have a giveaway today, or we have 3 giveaways, actually. So I'm going to fire up the StreamYard giveaway tool, if I can find it here. And we're going to put a code word that you have to slip in the chat the next, let's say the next 20 minutes for people to put it in. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to find the link here. There we go. And let's. I'm going to be really nice here since Christek sponsored the giveaway. We're gonna have a really nice code word here.
Nice.
And that's hashtag Christek.
I'm not really sure if they ship outside of Norway. I would guess
they do not ship outside of Norway, but we ship outside of Norway. So
yeah.
And he sponsored 4 kits to me, so I got to give him some value here.
Yeah, that was a fun little stream. It was fun to see you soldier around there and learn.
Yeah, and I hope someone actually managed to receive something on these radios. And let's see if I can make a pretty banner here. We actually got one more subject before we get to the topic, though, Bob, because we're going to present a channel as well.
Yeah, I can do that. I of course could have prepared something, but me being me, I prepared nothing but a small banner. This is Gilles, or as we would probably call him, Jill, with one L, the radio prepper. There's a French guy. He does all sorts
You are aware that you can actually share the YouTube channel on screen?
I am not aware.
If you pull that up in a separate window, or should I do it?
No, I can remove that tab, and I'm okay. I will share that window. How do we do that again?
It's a
We
good
are
thing we
professional, I
are
promise.
professionals.
Yeah.
Professional amateurs, presenters.
And
share
while
screen.
you do that, I'm gonna. That was not the right banner. Let's or the right way to show that banner. So
There we go.
Yep.
Let me, as the only American here, let me pronounce that correctly. Radio prepper.
He has some. When I made my NFED halfway with 49-1 transformer, that's the guy's or his build guide that I followed. So he has some really nice videos.
He does, and he touches on many different subjects. And these videos, they're never. You never know what he's going to do next, and it doesn't get boring. So yeah, subscribe to Gilles, and you won't be disappointed.
It is a great. It was one of the first ham radio channels that I came across when I started looking at the hobby.
Great channel. I've been a subscriber for a long time. I really like. He has some older surplus military radios, that type of thing too. That's kind of what drew me to him. And
yeah.
Great guy.
Yeah.
Bob, one thing, could you please just show our viewers how you can press the subscribe button since you haven't?
I would just like to point out I will show how to subscribe. Of course, you find this icon and you click here. I will also show that when I switch channel to my own account, I am in fact subscribed.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And there's a funny thing though. You could do exactly the same on our channels and the European Ham Radio Show as well.
Yep, it works.
Try it out. It's going to make you happy, as the ape says.
So, and I see a lot of our viewers have actually been subscribed to Jill for a while. So I mean, he makes good content, and it's so nice that it's European content, not anything bad about the North American content, but there is a lot more US content than European content on YouTube.
Hey, you're singing to the choir, as we say here. You guys know how I feel about American YouTubers, but
yeah, we should try and reach out to him and see if he wants to come on the show. I've seen he's been on a couple of others, and I think that would be great fun.
He would be a great guest. I actually reached out to him when I was trying to do a series on how to get licensed in different countries, and I thought he could talk about France, but he actually has a converted U.S. license, so he couldn't answer anything about the French licensing system.
He is also not extremely impressed with the French authorities. I think it doesn't sound like it in some of his videos.
You know, when you look at the banner of his channel, that's an American flag. The "Don't Tread on Me," the snake. It's like that's like real common with American preppers and American military. You know.
Yep.
I think he actually had a completely different, complete episode or a complete video on that logo, because some attributed some meaning to that he didn't mean to convey. So
yeah.
He's got a disclaimer on his on the start of his videos about that.
Yeah.
So and 45 Auto loves all his ham tubers equally, and that's good. 45, that's the way we want it to be. But we want to focus a little bit on the European ham tubers on this channel. So and then we'll do 1, 2, 5, 10 US.
I'm the only American ham tuber on this channel, guys.
Yeah. I'm sure we could let in some Canadians or something.
But then again, on to the topic after 30 minutes. because I thought
Show's
about
almost
this.
over, but hey, come on.
Because at least I had the experience when I started in the hobby that I'm just going to buy ready-made equipment, and that's going to be it. I'm never going to build anything. And then I started building an antenna, and my first antenna was actually a 2 meter 70 centimeter Yagi, a 2-band Yagi. So I mean, I set the bar pretty high, and then when you make that happen, you kind of want to build more things, and you want to build more things, and you want to fix things, you want to modify things, and then it turns out that your 100-watt HF radio does not go past 7.1 megahertz on sideband or anything actually. So you need to Mars mod that, not with an AXO, but someone else mods his radio with an AXO, and then it kind of it becomes that snowball where you suddenly want to build, make, modify things just for the purpose of building it. At least that's the way I feel. How about you guys?
Yeah, for me, I had when I started the hobby, I had no knowledge basically of what the hobby was. So I didn't even really want to make stuff, but I did. And I always I came into this from actually knowing something about electronics before then, but that's 8 years ago. So I've forgotten almost everything. But my first antenna, I think that was a ground plane for 2 meter for for my UV5R, which was the first radio I bought. And then some other, the first HF antennas I bought, they were horrible. They really didn't work as specified. Mostly because I mounted them wrong, but that's something else. So I built my own instead, simple vertical antennas and dipoles and stuff like that. And that was really fun. That really brought into me that, hey, I built this and I can talk to somebody somewhere else. That's something that still impresses me when I build something simple out of a wire, that it's actually, I can talk to somebody on the other side of the world.
Yeah, with something you made yourself out of scrap parts.
Yeah, something that looks kind of dodgy, but isn't, because it's actually sound mechanic or sound engineering. It is fun.
Yeah, it is. And Walt, I mean, you've made a channel out of building antennas.
Yeah, I built a couple. I did, it's, to me, I'll be honest with you. I mentioned this in the video I just put up this morning at the end. I'm somewhat an appliance operator, I guess you would say. The cool thing about ham radio, and that's what I was mentioning, is there's something for everybody. If you want to be a builder, you just want to buy everything in the store and use it. If you're in the VHF, if you're in the UHF, if you're in the, if you're an IT guy and you're into, digital stuff or whatever is there or whatever. I like building antennas for the biggest reason I like that is, and I like low power, is because I really enjoy the science of what's going on with the ionosphere and skip, you know what I mean? And the maximum usable frequency, everything that's going on with it. So for me, building antennas kind of gets me closer to that than anything else, because a different antenna for different propagation, for different things, whatever. So yeah, I love building antennas. I will tell you this, when I was 13 years old, I built my first shortwave radio from a kit though, and learned how to solder. And it's still a wonder that it worked, but it worked. I mean, and I haven't built anything. I mean, I Mars modded my G90 myself, which was easy. I could have done that with an Axe too, but if I needed to. But yeah, that was easy to do. But I have built. Matter of fact, I built this a year or two ago. Was the but this really, I hate to say, is not really good. This is the Microbitics, the version 6. You guys, there's a new version out now, but I built that. But the board was already soldered on that. That was basically just like a snap. You know, you guys, when we were kids, you buy a snap together model. You didn't have to use glue. That was, but yeah.
But I mean that radio is built to be modded though.
Yeah,
both software wise and hardware wise.
Yeah, but this thing works good. I mean, I put it together, fired it up, and I might play with this tonight. I don't keep it out. It's a great radio. I enjoyed that. But yeah, that I think honestly, it's talking about building. I think building antennas right now, as the hobby has evolved and everyone's got, I got a FT891, I've got an ICOM, I've got this, whatever. It's really building antennas is probably the biggest build part of our hobby, wouldn't you say?
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. And once you figure out that that store-bought antennas aren't really made out of magic dust, they're actually made out of physics and wire and things you actually have lying around your home.
Yeah.
And they're not always that well built either. So you can actually build something better for less money. And once you realize that, at least I was hooked on building antennas then.
I actually have some antennas made from magic dust. They usually come from China or eBay and the likes. Yeah, so not every antenna is made from magic dust, clearly.
Yeah, but I guess that like the building radio part for me has never been that interesting. It's too much work and it requires like too much test equipment that I don't have for me to be able to trust the radio doesn't send any spurious stuff out or anything like that. I would have to, if I built something, I would have to be very sure that it's actually good enough to use as well.
Yeah, I've just built one radio here, and that's the Pixie, which me and Tobias built on stream. Mine does not work. I've removed the solder bridge, but I haven't tested it since I did that. I just removed the solder bridge and put it back on the shelf. Once I learned CW, though, that's going to be a whole different story. And just a reminder, guys, put there's a ticker going down here. Put hashtag ChrisTech in the chat, and you can win. I'll go again. Put hashtag ChrisTech in the chat, and you can win 1 out of 3 of these FM radio kits. And we have 7 entries and 26 people watching. Come on, guys. We got to spread the odds out a little bit more for the guys that wants to win one. So
I think most are waiting for the giveaway of Tobias's new radio.
Yeah. But speaking about building, though, you built one of those radios you showed yourself, Tobias, and that is actually impressive.
The QMX, you mean? Yeah,
the QMX.
As I said, the video is coming out Monday, I think 6 p.m. I set it to go live, and then you can see me how I stumbled and fumbled. I mean, it's not a build video; it's more or less a recap of all the issues I had building it. But yeah, it's a fun kit, and yeah, I recommend kit building to anybody. You should probably not start right straight away with the QMX because that's a bit more challenging. But start with some easier kits and then work your way upwards if you like it. And as you already said, antennas are really a very good starting point because there are no small SMD components that you could inhale or something. You just, get some wires, some screws that don't rust. You can all, do it with bigger hands and also not with the best eyes. So, yeah, antenna building is definitely a good start.
Except if you're trying for the K6 ARK unfed halfway, because that has a really small surface-mounted capacitor.
You've learned surface mount soldering now, haven't you, Morten? You managed that radio on the chip quite.
Yeah, I managed that radio on the chip. That hopefully a lot more than the 7 people who have entered the giveaway here wants to try, because I guess someone's got to do that better than I did. But seriously, though, it was not hard. It was a bit scary. I did it live on YouTube the first time I tried it, and it was actually pretty easy. So absolutely not that scary as I thought it was. And I don't really think that's the problem with the radio. I think the problem is that it's just not a good enough receiver to receive FM radios broadcasts from abroad, actually, because we're in an FM-less country here.
Yeah, there's only local stations and they are not very strong. I guess there's not very much close to you either. of those?
Not really. So, but I've figured out which pin is the antenna pin. So I might just put a DuPont connector and a piece of tuned wire on it and see if that helps.
Can you do like DX FM, like a Waltos DX AM radio?
Yes, you can. And I've been thinking about that. Speaking about building stuff, I've been thinking about building a broadcast band FM Yagi.
I'll tell you, that's a summertime thing. Sporadic here in the States. In the summertime, you could be driving down the road here in Virginia and you pick up Minnesota and it sounds like a Virginia station, crystal clear, and it'll sound wonderful for 20, 30 minutes and then just disappear. And it's Tropo and Sporadic E in the heat of the summer here. That happens a whole lot. Because a lot of Americans listen to FM radio, in our cars or whatever. But that happens, man, every year that happens to me. It really does. So that would be something, like you said, with the Yagi, pointing it down into Europe from where you're at in the summer. I bet you would really pick up some stuff.
I'm hoping so, and then put it on an SDR and just record everything.
Thinking about getting circular, they have an omnidirectional FM antennas for FM broadcast radio. I was thinking about getting one of those this summer and running it into my SDR and then recording, let the SDR run all day long. And then in the evening, go back. I know the frequencies that are local. When I'll just scan through it real quick. When I see the waterfall pop up and see something happening, I'll go listen to that. I know a lot of FMDXers in the States. That's how they get stations in the log. They actually go back after they record the waterfall to the band for the whole day and then go back and just look when they see the Sporadic E or the Tropo when it pops up. I was thinking about doing that.
And I actually follow some user on Twitter. I think it's AMFMDX Ireland, I think it is. Some Irish guys, and they put out what they can hear on Tropo and Sporadic E, and it's impressive sometimes the stuff they can actually hear. We're 4 minutes away from our giveaway now. Let's just put that up again. Hashtag ChrisTech in the chat. We ship worldwide, so if you're not in Norway, don't worry about it. I'll put it in an envelope and send it to you. Your chance to win an awesome, easy to build FM receiver kit here. We have 8 entries. We have 26 people watching, and we're giving away 3 of this radio. So right now the odds are pretty good for the 8 entries we have. So put ChrisTech in the chat, and if you win and don't want it, just ham it forward and we'll do another drawing. So no risk in entering the giveaway. So please, guys, a little bit more than 8 people. I think hoping for at least 12. Let's see if we can get 12 people in the chat.
We can send it as well.
We could do that. I see that more people are joining at the moment. So we have 9. Come on, guys. Let's put it up to 12 and see what happens.
You know what? If you don't put ChrisTech hashmark ChrisTech in the comments, we're gonna play Britney Spears.
Well, we shouldn't do that though, because that would perhaps give us a copyright strike on YouTube.
You're not
I have an even worse threat. I will sing one of my songs.
Yeah, you could do that.
We should have them rolling in. Yeah.
Again, there we go.
But back to the topic a little bit here though, because I'm thinking a little bit here. I've got a lot of old radios in the shack, and I haven't been able to fix them all. But the first thing I do when I get an older radio is just to open it up and see if everything looks all right in it. Don't know if you guys do the same.
Sometimes.
Tobias, when he was talking earlier, he mentioned recapping. I've got like 3 different older rigs that all they need is a recap, and it's something I want to do. I just not having the time to do it. But I have 2 10-Tech Scout 555s, the 50-watt 10-Tech. I don't know if you guys are familiar with them. It's American-made radios. They have the little modules that slide in and out. I've got all the modules and everything. They receive well, but when you power up to transmit, dude, they just die. They need to be, and it's a capacity issue, a capacitor issue. They need to be recapped. got them to do it. As a matter of fact, I've got this one right here needs a recap. This is my older Yaesu, was the FT747, whatever. That radio will somewhat receive, not well, won't transmit, and I'm sure it's just a recap. I mean, it's something that's a lot of people, you see a lot of stuff out there, older stuff that's really cheap. If you've got the time and the skill set and can go through and find the capacitors to redo it, that's a pretty easy, I guess, a good start to building.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I would call that an easy task. I think that is a task that really requires a German. Because I saw the notes that Tobias made when he did his radio, and there are quite a lot of capacitors, and even a small radio, you have to make sure you get the right ones. You have to get the right capacitance, the right voltage. You have to get the polarity right. There's a lot of work. There's a lot of details work, and if you, I'm going to be careful. If you F up, as they say, just one single thing, and you put the power back on, it's gone. So yeah. I'm not sure I would call that easy. I think I'd rather send a radio to Tobias for him to do it than try to do it myself. What's your address, Tobias, in case some of our viewers needs to have a recap at radio?
I guess it depends on the radio. When you have something like the IC2E, that I tried, this little 2-meter ICOM, that I would not recommend that for a beginner, because I could not even get it apart because there were no connectors to disconnect. You had to manually desolder 20 wires in order to even flip it open and get to the PCB. So, but I mean, a few of the older radios, like the I think the 2-meter radio that's still standing here from my dad, I think that would be a pretty easy recap, because it was not a single densely populated PCB, but in the olden times they built it like individual smaller PCBs that were connected with wire, and if you take your time and do one PCB at a time, and there's plenty of space in there. So for that radio, I would say everybody could do that, but as you said, you have to put in the time and effort to get the components, and I'm usually so lazy. I don't want to count how many electrolytic capacitors do I need. I just buy 10 or 20 of every size and then start.
Me too. Not for recapping, but everything else.
Yeah, Jeff in the comments bring a good point. I should have said that too. There's a lot of recap kits out there, cap kits. If you at least for us.
Yeah, that's right. For the I think for the TS50, I got a kit just from eBay. I was just all the capacitors, the correct size, the correct voltage. So that was made it much easier, and I could focus on not messing up with soldering, because the capacitors are already the right size.
Right.
And I see we're at a point where we should do the drawing. We have 12 entries. We'll give you guys, if you want to put hashtag Christech in the chat, we'll give you 15 more seconds to do that. And then we'll do the drawing for 3 FM radio kits. And that's a good chance to actually build and make something and feel good about yourself once you've done that.
That depends if it works or not.
You can still feel good about yourself for making it halfway work.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
I do.
Well, yours is playing static.
It's playing static, and it didn't actually play static very well before I removed the solder bridge in it. So I've managed to troubleshoot a little bit. But let's see here. It's a pretty good chance. It's 1 in 3 chance to 1 in 4 chance to win one of those kits. So let's draw the first one and see who wins that. And you can still enter, though, if you haven't entered yet. There's still possibilities to enter. Terry, G7WRS, congratulations. Either send us an email, cq@hamshow.eu, or join our Discord and send us a message there. And we'll get this in the mail sometime during the week. Still a chance if you want to enter. Still a chance to enter the contest. We're going to do another draw here now and see who wins the second kit.
I'm so excited. This is awesome.
Oh, this is awesome. Being able to give away stuff.
Yep.
Let's see. Jeff, Congratulations, Jeff.
Hey.
You've been a longtime supporter of at least both my channel and the European Ham Radio Show, and I guess some of the other channels. So well deserved, Jeff. Well deserved. And one more kit to draw, and let's see who wins the last one. Let's see how far we can spread them out geographically. Stuart.
Stuart it was. Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah. Excellent. So 3 kits given away. And I hope, I know at least Stuart's got a YouTube channel, so maybe he can make it work and put it out on YouTube and show how this works. And we're going to have, no. Yeah, I know. The last person here is not winning. I just pressed the wrong button here. So, sorry, Shane. Sorry, you
Shane,
did not
you're
win.
Unlucky.
I am so sorry. I pressed the wrong button, but
yeah, where's the exit button here? Top left, right?
that is the correct button. Sorry, Shane.
Yeah, Stuart. I'm glad Stuart won. Stuart and I live in the same city. We both live in Portsmouth, so that's great.
Yeah. So speaking about giveaways, though, there is a chance to. Sorry about that. There is a chance to win something else. Once either this channel has 500 subs, my channel has 2,500 subs, or my channel has 20 members, I will be giving away an AL705 mag loop featured in videos such as mag loops are for masochists and how to make a single FT8 QSO in a hotel room in 24 hours.
Yeah, that mag loop's been around the world.
Yeah, and we, I mean, both me and Walt have owned this mag loop, so you're getting a mag loop.
Mag loop to Hawaii. They went to Hawaii with me. Wisconsin, I got a video in a hotel in Wisconsin with it. On the beach in Virginia Beach, on the boardwalk, the seawall here in Portsmouth, Virginia. And then you took it. You kind of traveled with it too, didn't you? Up when you were working and staying in a hotel.
Yeah, I had a certification class in Oslo, so I traveled the whole amazing distance of about 110 kilometers north with it.
So that antenna has traveled further than any of the signals sent from it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell you what, no, my furthest.
This is how you make contact. You just ship the complete antenna, right?
It's on the video too. If you want to see it, my mag loop on the beach video. I had some Europe, Virginia Beach to Europe QSOs. One of them, it was with Uncle Gunter. Uncle G is in that video. That mag loop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had on that exact mag loop. Actually, it wasn't the exact antenna featured in the mag loops are from Masochists video because that was another AL705. But on this antenna, I've had one QSO, and I think that was Bulgaria on FT8.
Yeah, that was so sad about last year. I went down to Germany, right next to Uncle Gunter, but we didn't manage to meet up. So, like, we planned to meet up, but then nothing worked out. So.
But he still talked about you in his YouTube channel, though. That he got a email from a famous ham tuber.
Yeah, before I was famous.
Yeah,
and that's still before if you get an email from me.
So, but I mean, I'm not going to say we're famous though, because I don't think there's a way of becoming famous in ham radio YouTube. So,
infamous maybe.
Infamous.
Yeah.
Yes, I was going to say
notorious. That's what to say.
But you mentioned some like tiny components earlier, like that. I did that Mars mod bolt on the G90 as you recommended to me, and that capacitor was tiny, or whatever it was I removed. It was I've seen it on videos and it looked really big, and in real life it was like a speck of dust.
Yeah, well, the G90 is a lot smaller than it looks in any video or picture. Everyone, you look at it and you're thinking big as a FT891, but it's like that. You know what I mean? It's a small radio. It really is.
Yeah.
The first time I saw a G90, I was just amazed on how small it was.
Yeah. And like that is not an easy radio to recap. Like it's not the first thing you start fixing.
The G90
Yeah, G90. Yeah.
Oh, for the price of the recap, you could just go buy a brand new G90.
Yeah.
And
That is,
but I lost my train of thought, so never mind.
Yeah.
I'll
Okay.
show a picture. I'll show a picture of
Yeah.
a pending repair job if I can figure this
And
out.
I just got back on track. I was going to say about tiny components, though. When I Mars modded the ICOM 706, I found some pictures on, I think it was Albanian website, Croatian, Albanian, somewhere down. Oh, I seem so Scandinavia centric here now, but somewhere down there. And there were some pictures on the diodes you had to remove, and I mean it looked manageable when you looked at the pictures. Turned out that I needed a ham that was better at soldering than me and a microscope in order to do that mod, because that diode was so tiny that I couldn't see it once it was removed.
I think, yeah, I would rather have one tiny diode that's easily accessible than the job of widebanding the 991. Because I think I've talked about this before, but you peel that radio like an onion, you get to the core of it. It's so many parts. I have to remove a top right, bottom, and you just peel and peel and peel all till you get all the way into the guts of the radio. And there's that little small solder bridge or 0 ohms resistor that you have to remove. So yeah, I'd take easily accessible, like the G90 at least is with a big arrow. So,
yeah, but like I disassembled my Yaesu FT2DE handy talk, and it needed repair. Like there was a gasket on the side on the push to talk button that had torn up in some reason. So that was quite simple. Got a new part of eBay and then had to open it. And then it turned out you need a special screw, an M2.5, and it had to be 25 millimeters long to open the radio.
you don't have that?
No,
I have a drawer of these.
Yes, they are sold by RC car stores. But in any case, like that, I read that repair manual, and that was designed for people or to scare people away from opening it.
Right.
Like you didn't really need that screw. You needed something similar to it, or just the stick to open it. So that radio I've opened twice or 3 times. One was to remove some diode that had to fall off, and then one for the push talk, and one when I broke the antenna mount.
But that is a radio that is really, really poorly built for the price you pay for it, though.
Yes.
Or the radio, I'm not going to use poorly built because it's properly built, but it's really fragile. I mean, it's that resistive touch screen on that radio. What were they thinking?
It is appalling.
Yeah.
It's and even when it gets cold, like even like minus 10, 15, then it just freezes up. So it is radio that you get to practice repairing if you use it harshly. If you use it like if it's just standing on your desk, it's really fine. But if you bring it outdoors, like everything breaks outdoors.
And I was thinking about bringing that radio to the PODA today since it has APRS, but no, I'm not taking that outside. So I ended up taking the Retivis RT3S instead. And I didn't even end up using it because we didn't have a need to do any 2-meter things.
Yeah, I actually destroyed ham radio once by frequently opening it and closing it. So let me show you. Where's the right button here? I had one of these tiny.
Hang on, I'll just make you big here.
Yeah, I had one of these standard C508s that was a really tiny 2-meter, 70 centimeter radio, and it was powered by 2 AA batteries. And I really, cryptic menu because it just had a alphanumeric LCD display. And I at the time I wanted to have a connector for TNC for packet radio, so that was somehow shoehorned in. But over the years, I've opened it 2 or 3 times, and in the end, I destroyed it because I think there was a flat ribbon cable between the 2 PCBs. And at some point, it was completely knackered. And of course, it was out of production at the time, so you couldn't get any replacement parts. So this one unfortunately died. It's also in a way sad story because that was a nice small 2 meter 70 centimeter radio. But yeah, that can also happen when you're not careful.
And when I look at that radio, Tobias, I wish I'd become a ham earlier because now all radios look the same.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. Let me. I just found this website. And they also have just to get you an idea. And I think one of these ribbon cables or the connector in one of the ribbon cables was broken. So I tried to manually, replace the ribbon cable with individual cables, but of course it did not work. But that was, but just to give you an impression, that is.
I have to say, these ribbon cables, that's the most scary bit for me when I take electronics apart. I'm always scared to break one of these ribbon cables. So.
Yeah, and as you know, I almost destroyed my 705 as well. Yeah, when taking the LCD display off. Yeah, because there was also a ribbon cable. And I think all the ribbon cables in the 705 are you just push them in. There is no lock or unlock lever. But the one on the LCD display was a different kind of build, and it looked as if it had a lever, but it was not a lever. And when I pried, it came apart.
And on that note, and remembering that we're encouraging people to build, repair, modify stuff here.
We should stop on my failures and focus on the success stories. So
it does not need to go badly because I built an antenna on Friday, and that made the best PODA ever. So guys, start out with antennas and not modifying ICOM 705s.
Yep.
And on that note, see you guys next week. We don't know what to talk about, but join our Discord, hamshow.eu/Discord, and there's a suggestions channel there. If you want us to talk about anything, if you want to have some guests, if you want to be a guest on the show, join us. It's a friendly community. No sad hams there. So we're a friendly, helpful community. On that note,
at least we're friendly.
Yeah,
I think we're pretty helpful as well, actually.
Yeah.
Well, we try.
We try. And on that note, see you guys next week. Remember to subscribe to our channel, to our 5 guys. We have channels, every one of us, if you're not subscribed. And 7.3.
Maybe a quick shout out to DX Commander and to Stu. I think there's a video coming out from them too where he presents Station Commander at, I think, 11, so in an hour. So maybe you want to dial in if you're still awake.
Yeah,
and have a look again at Station Commander. Stu's a great guy. And the software
Station Master, isn't it?
Master, right? I already mixed it up. Commander and Master, right?
And Stu's also been a guest on our show talking about
exactly.
That. So check out our back catalog, and I think that's so far back that's on my channel. So that gives you an excuse to subscribe to my channel as well. On that note, 7.3. Thank you for watching.
Bye, guys.
7.3.